I think it's a very strong possibility. I will not deny that. I have noticed that as well, and I've been watching it. Here we are in, going to the playoffs, and I've been all season long watching them get better and better and better. And obviously, Case Keenum has done a hell of a job when I don't think anyone on the face of the earth believed that he could lead them, and that he could do this, but he has done it. And they are, it would appear to me, without a doubt, I believe, going into the playoffs, I'm going to say, I think in the NFC, they are, in my view, the team to beat. Now, I know that there'll be people that say it's the Eagles. I just don't believe that anymore with Nick Foles running the team. Now, it's not that I don't think Nick Foles is a good quarterback. I don't think he is great or anything like that. I just don't think he's I don't think he's Carson Wentz, right? Is that his name? I think the Wentz kid is what made him great, and that everything else fell into place because of, I think, Wentz, the defense, all of it, their coaching, everything worked. Their running game worked. It all worked. Since then, since he went down, they barely win games. In fact, didn't the Cowboys just push him around all day on Sunday? So I'm not buying them with Foles, and I am buying the Vikings. I think they're better than the Saints. I think they're better than the Rams. I think they're better than the Panthers. I think they're better than the Falcons. And that's just all there is to it. So they would be the first team ever to host a Super Bowl, right? Isn't that right? They'd be the first team ever to do it. Now, let's be very careful when we're predicting championships for the Minnesota Vikings, because they've blown it every time. It doesn't matter what happens, right? Is that not the truth of the matter? In the history of the NFL, didn't they go 4 times and lose all 4? And they've and then in the NFC championships and everything else, since they lost 4 Super Bowls, they've never won that game, even though they had the games won a couple times and blew it. So I'm very leery to crown them. But do they have a chance to host the Super Bowl? Yes. And I think if they have a chance to, let's say if they get to the Super Bowl, if they play in Minnesota in the Super Bowl, I think they have a chance to win it. I really do. I mean, I think that smells to me like it's happening before our very eyes. It's happening right now. It's real. As long as they don't screw it up. But I think they're a very good football team. They're very dangerous, and they have defense, and they have a very smooth operator, if you ask me, in Case Keenum, right? And they got all kinds of receivers that can kill you, right? They got all these guys making plays. Diggs, and they got tight ends making plays. And then not only that, they're the most creative end zone celebration team. Aren't they? The Steelers and the Vikings are the two best. And once they get in the end zone, didn't they do duck, duck, goose and everything else? They got the whole thing going this year. So they're a very entertaining team, and I think they have a really good shot.